Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Okay, today I'm going to talk about how to find the best garage sales. So when you're searching for garage sales and yard sales, obviously you want to find the best ones, right? And the ones that you really want to go to. First of all, I would tell you, and I would recommend that you know the area that you are, especially if you're going to yard sales around where you live. You know the areas that you kind of, want to go to and areas that maybe you'll skip or not go to. So definitely keep that in mind when you are going to, when you're looking for yard sales and things. But there are definitely, I'm trying to pull this up on my computer as I'm talking to you. There are definitely some areas, and I have a blog post about this that we can leave in the show notes that goes into it more. But there are definitely some areas that you should kind of pay attention to when you're looking for the best yard sales to go to. So this is so funny because it has changed over the years. I have been yard sailing. Well, it started back when I was little. My mom took me to thrift stores and yard sales all the time, right? And that was out of necessity. And then, then it was like, then it got to be, I don't know, middle school or something. And I'm like, Mom, this is so not cool. We should not be doing this. What if my friends find out? And then, into high school and college and then beyond. I mean, that's what I've been doing on my own and loving every minute of it. And when I met Matt, he was actually... So when I met Matt, I was still in college. He was out of college. He's like 5.5 years older than I am. But he started talking about how he loved yard sales and going to thrift stores. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, how does this happen? The guy loves to shop, period. But like him and his college buddies would, go to thrift stores and garage sales. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun. So anyway, but it's changed over the years, yard sales and garage sales. And as like the internet obviously has become a thing, and there's apps and there's your smartphone and there's, all these things, right? So I'm going to go through some of the ways that we like to find the best garage sales and yard sales around us. Now, keep in mind too, that as you start doing this, you are definitely going to know, like, if you live in an area where, let's just say the second weekend in June, this little neighborhood or this little area always has yard sales, or, the first weekend in August, this town has townwide yard sales, or that's going to happen. So you'll definitely have that, like you'll know that as you keep going and doing these things. And always ask. Like, that's one way that you're going to know when sales and things are happening. And that's, you want to ask and talk to people that you're going to hear Hilly barking. You're going to ask and talk to people that you know, or that you may be like in a group of people that loves to go to yard sales and garage sales. So definitely talk to them and let them know, hey, if you find a great one, tell me, let me know. I'd love to know. So the first place you can look, and this is where it's kind of changed, is your newspaper. Now we get like a newspaper that goes out, every day. We don't get it. My parents still get it. But there's a newspaper that, the bigger newspaper that kind of comes out every day. And then there's also a kind of like a local, it's called the Penny Saver here, but that comes out once a week, and it comes in the mailbox. And everybody gets that. And so definitely just check the different newspapers that you get. You may not get, but that your area has to offer. My parents, like I said, get the paper that comes every day. So then I go to them, and then I will look through theirs. And then obviously we get the one that comes once a week. So definitely check the different newspapers and where people can advertise their sales in those papers. Another great place, obviously, is Facebook Marketplace. That is where I feel like a lot of people are posting their yard sales. There's, when we have a yard sale, I try to post everywhere that I know people are. And a lot of people these days, they don't even think and they don't even want to pay to advertise in newspapers and things because they don't think people are looking at those. So Facebook Marketplace, it's free. So they market their yard sales on Facebook Marketplace. Definitely look there. Look in Facebook groups around your area. And because that's where they're going to be advertised. Same with Craigslist. Craigslist is another big one. Check Craigslist for local sales. And then Facebook pages, not like Marketplace, but actual Facebook pages for local towns. Maybe, I don't know if I would think more, sometimes like the libraries will sometimes in smaller towns will sometimes advertise for like townwide sales type things. So check out those online. It used to be flyers or, people could just pin things up in your local grocery stores. Like they would have an area inside there. We have found back in the day, we used to find yard sales and garage sales that way. And then bulletin boards or things like in local restaurants or, other small shop areas in your town. If you live in a smaller town, that might be another place to shop. Local towns. So whenever there is a local town yard sales, like the entire town can just set up shop at their houses. Those are some of our favorites because you can hit so many in a small amount of time. And so if there are small towns around your area, start Googling and researching them. If you just put in the town and then like townwide sales or townwide yard sales or such and such town yard sales, garage sales, anything like that, and see if they have anything to like the past sales they've had. It may come up as, the second weekend in July is always our town sales, or you can kind of find when they had them in the past, and then you can be looking for them, on that such and such date or weekend coming forward or going forward. The same with church sales. We love church sales. If you have local churches and things, get on there. They may have a Facebook page. They may have an email list, something. And especially if they've had sales. So again, you could Google them and see if they've had sales in the past. But usually with a church sale and townwide sales, it usually falls on the same time. So like when I said second weekend, second Thursday, second whatever of the month, in July, in June, those kinds of things, they kind of keep it consistent because they want to make it obviously easy for them and for people that are, going to be participating. And then you can just kind of know, oh wait, it's a second weekend in May. I always know so-and-so is having sales. So then you can kind of just keep that on an ongoing thing every year. So another place to look is, word of mouth, like I said in the beginning. Tell your friends and family, like you want to know when all the sales are coming. You want to know when they're going to have a yard sale or a garage sale. The best thing is when somebody's having a yard sale or a garage sale and you get to shop it first because you know them. So that is so fun. But definitely use your word of mouth with people your family, friends, obviously. But like I said, if you are with people that, love to go to yard sales or are searching for the same things or whatever, just make sure that you say, if you hear of a great sale, I have a couple of acquaintances here that live where I live and they know what I do. And they may be looking for other things, but they will message me and they will say, oh my gosh, I just went to the best sale and they have stuff that you'd want. And I go to some of the best sales not knowing or hadn't heard about it and they had found it somewhere. And they're just telling me, yes, this is definitely a sale that you should go to. They've been there or they heard about it, or I'm hearing that there's a sale coming up on such and such date. It sounds like you. In the same way, they could be going to a sale and say, hey, I just went to so-and-so. It is not worth your time. Do not go. So just word of mouth and keeping open communication about yard sales, garage sales, what you're looking for, all those kinds of things. Across the board, it's gonna make it a lot better. You're gonna find the best sales, and you're gonna find the sales that you should not waste your time with. Okay, and then lastly, garage sale apps. Now Matt uses these a lot more than I do. If he's gonna be going with me, then he likes to look on apps. You may have different apps in your area, but I'm going to list a couple of apps here that you can check out. and see, if it is in your area. And there's other like Nextdoor app, Let Go. Those kinds of apps you can always check out. But there's other like specific for garage sales, like Garage Sale Rover, Yard Sale Treasure Map, Garage Sales by Map, Garage Sale Wizards, Garage Sales Tracker, Yard Sale Watch, Private Garage Sale, College Garage Sale, Scrounge Around. And some of these I haven't checked out some of these, but definitely I want to check out some of these. And like I said, not all areas. I always find when people are like, check your Facebook Marketplace for these kinds of things in their area, like they're finding the best things. And where we live, it's just not like that. So obviously take into account that, some of these are going to work great in some areas. Some of these are going to be non-existent in other areas. But if you just kind of research different apps and your area, you may be able to find some great apps that are going to kind of map it all out for you. They're going to find, garage sales for you, but definitely put that kind of in your list of things and list of ways to find the best garage sales. And don't get overwhelmed. I mean, I say this from experience and because I am somebody that can get overwhelmed. And by overwhelmed meaning there are so many sales I want to get to, and there's only one me, and I can't fly there. Like I've got to drive to each of these, right? And sometimes I'm going to be completely honest, especially when I know the area or I know what maybe I've seen some photos on Facebook Marketplace, or I love the description in the newspaper ad, whatever it is. It's like, I know they're going to have tons of stuff that, are exactly what I'm looking for, and I can't get to them all at the same time. And that can become a little stressful and a little overwhelming for me. I am not going to lie. And the thing is because I'm so excited to get there, and then I'm like rushing and, so like I've said in other podcasts, when you are yard sailing, like for somebody like me, I'm on a mission. Like I am on a mission the entire time. There's no dilly-dallying around. I'm on a mission. I want to get to all these sales, especially if I've got a good long list of sales to get to. But have fun with it. It is so fun. You're not going to get to them all. Something may happen and come up where you can't go at all, or you can only hit a couple. But just have fun with it. Don't make it stressful. But these are a few ways, where you can find the sales, know the area you're going to, kind of know where you can kind of, I don't need to go to that location, but I want to spend more time over here. Just kind of know the area. So then you're not wasting time at sales that aren't going to be worth it. But I hope these have helped. If you have any other suggestions or any other ways or places that you like to find garage sales, let me know. Email me at lindsay@mycreativedays.com. Message me on Instagram, Facebook. I love to see your yard sale finds while you're out yard sailing, what you're seeing, how you're finding great sales, what it's like in your area. I have said over and over and over again, especially on social media, I think it would be so fun to do like a show where I would go yard sailing or thrifting across America or whatever in all these different areas, and just to see the different things that I could find. And I think it would just be so much fun. So I get just as excited about what you're finding as you do when I'm sharing what I'm finding. So definitely tag me, reach out to me. I'd love to see what's going on in your area. So until next week, guys, I hope you are already hitting yard sales. There's already yard sales popping up in your area. It's early March here, so there's nothing here yet. So I'm jealous if you are out there at yard sales and garage sales, but I will be there soon, and I will be sharing all my adventures on my social media at Instagram and Facebook. So make sure to be following along there. I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great day. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so, so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.